What's up, y'all? Figured I'd finally start this YouTube channel out, so here we are. If you didn't know, we have 7 of these Lexus RCFs. Huh? We also have 1 GSF, all of which have that 5-liter V8 in them, pushing like 470 horsepower. Y'all might be wondering why in the world do we have 7 of these? Because why not, you know? There's no really good explanation besides getting good deals on them and really liking these cars. But in this video, I'll kind of give y'all an introduction to ourselves and kind of how we got to this point, because I want to bring you all up to speed. In all honesty, I should have started this channel probably a few RCFs ago, but it's just hard to find the time to do this. As far as me, I'm 23 years old in university. I have 1 more year left to finish my bachelor's degree in biological sciences. I plan on going into nursing. Also work as an EMT, do critical care. I've been doing it for like almost 2.5 years now, I think. Y'all might be wondering, like, wow, does that really pay like enough to be able to afford these cars? It does not. It really doesn't. I could be making just as much money working at McDonald's. Both me and my dad spend our money on these cars. Obviously, he spends more. I can already see the comments being like, oh, daddy's money, daddy's money. I don't care. Oh my God, bro. It's just insane. But it's whatever, you know. I know people will have their own opinions, but we do it as a hobby because we like to fix these cars and see the end product, you know. My dad, he is a mechanic. He's actually a shop foreman at a dealership. He's been doing that for like over 30 years. So it's not like we put these cars together with YouTube knowledge and Google. We put them together like the proper way. But that's kind of like a little bit about ourselves. I'll kind of give y'all, you know, how we even started going into salvage cars. But to do that, we have to rewind like a few years back to my high school days. Back in high school, I needed a first car. A friend of both me and my dad told us to just go to Copart, buy something cheap, fix it up. I was like 16 years old, junior year, and it was between this Lexus IS 350 and a manual Scion TC. Don't hate on me, but I thought those cars were so sick back then. Like, especially that manual TC, I wanted one so bad. But I ended up with this thing, no complaints. I mean, I got the car for free. My dad bought it for me, so I can't complain, right? But this car was like a lot more work than we had expected. I mean, the windshield was broken. The front, I don't even think it came with that hood. The front bumper was messed up. The fenders were pretty messed up too. The undercarriage, that whole subframe was like cracked and bent. And the impact had actually like reached the transmission casing and it cracked it. So this car took about like 1.5 years for us to fix, just because we were like doing this pretty slowly and took our time. But I mean, it was a lot of work, you know. This is kind of like us pulling it out, everything out, and working on it. This was like all the panels that we put on before paint. But yeah, it took some time to fix this thing. I mean, like, I cleaned the interior out, put the seats back in. Yeah, and then we started getting things painted. This is pretty much how it looked like when it was finished. Again, it took like almost 1.5 years, I think, to fix this thing, which is quite a while. But meanwhile, I was driving, like, junior year, I drove my dad's Mirai, Toyota Mirai, runs on hydrogen. That was a pretty cool car. And then senior year, I bought a Toyota Sequoia, a 2008 Toyota Sequoia. And that was pretty cool, dude. I missed that thing. We sold it after we had gotten this thing fixed up. We sold that Sequoia. and I kind of regret it because that thing was like mint, dude. That was such a nice SUV, dude. I really miss it. Just like being able to throw anything you want in it and carry it without any issues. It was great. But I had this car for like 2 years. I drove it during community college, and then I bought my Lexus RC350. This car, oh my god, let me tell you, I was so excited when I got this car. This was like the first picture I actually like went out and took of it. But man, dude, like I was so hyped because I was just that much closer to getting my dream car. Because the dream car in high school was a RCF. Like I didn't think I would get a RCF until I was like 30 years old, because I thought I was gonna become like a doctor and go through med school and all the training, and then like finally being able to afford a RCF, right? That was like the attainable dream car. But this was just like a step closer to it, and I was like so hyped. I mean, I didn't really mod this thing out. Like I put an axle back exhaust on it. My parents thought it sounded like a fart can, but I thought it sounded great. But yeah, that's like just about it as far as mods went what I did with this thing. But it drove amazing, gave me no problems. I really loved it, and I recently sold it. But yeah, this was such a great car. I'm not gonna lie, I do miss it a little bit, mostly because of the memories I made with it, but it was just great. So now that we've gone through like all the cars that I've owned, this car was the first RCF that we bought pretty much about a year ago. We bought it last October. And let me tell you guys, you know, when we first bought this thing, I was pretty hyped because I was like, oh my god, you know, I finally have a RCF, you know, I'm finally like getting my dream car. But man, dude, let me tell y'all, this was a messed up car. I mean, you can just tell like the damage right here was pretty bad. It looks like someone took a bite out there, right? It's just crazy. But I mean, the damage was just, it was rough. What we initially thought was like, yeah, the body shop could like pull everything out and things could be replaced and it would be fixed, but it was in some rough condition, dude. I can make a whole nother video about the damage that we found on this car, and I probably will, honestly. I'll make a video on each RCF and kind of like showcase what we've done to them as far as repairing them, and maybe even like showing y'all what some of the modded ones, like how we've modded it. But this car was like, this is the one that kind of started the whole RCF addiction, pretty much, which is crazy. This car just ended up serving as a parts car for us just because the damage was so bad. But we were able to pull a lot of parts off this thing. We even have the whole motor, the whole drivetrain. It's perfect. We have it sitting for another RCF, but we just haven't had the chance to use it. But that's pretty much like as far as I want to go with introductions and like how to I want to bring y'all a little bit up to speed. But I'll give y'all like a little breakdown, make a video for each RCF. I'll go ahead and show y'all kind of the process of even buying one of these, because I know y'all have been asking. I get DMs like all the time on Instagram about like, oh my god, like how do you get into this, how do you buy? So I'll show y'all what it looks like on Copart side. So this is what it looks like on Copart. This one sold a while ago, but it was one that I was looking at that we potentially wanted to buy. I want to preface this by saying like, this is not an easy thing to do. I mean, I may make it look easy on like Instagram and TikTok, because like I know I post, you know, one day the car looking like this, and then the next day it's like all the panels are on and it looks like perfect, right? But it's not as easy as it seems. When you go on Copart, you know, search up RCF, this is what you're gonna see, right? You'll see a whole list. Pick one that you really want to look at. But this is what it's gonna be right here. I mean, you're gonna have to assess all the damages. You really have to do the math. You have to do your due diligence when it comes to these cars, because you're just looking at pictures, you know. People can hide things pretty easily, and you're gonna be stuck with a car that's like, you know, not very good. So I can tell you right now, when bidding for these cars, you know, you like, say you spend like 10K on this car right here, right? You bid 10K. You're spending that 10K, but on top of that, you have to pay the Copart fees, which are additional $1,500, plus an additional shipping wherever it's coming from, right? I mean, I've bought cars from Florida that I've had to have shipped to California, and that costs like $1,500. So you have to keep in mind those fees, because that stuff adds up really fast. As far as like, you know, looking at the cars, right? You also have to like do the math on these cars. I mean, like right here, whole front end needs to be replaced. You're looking at a fender, I mean, possibly even a hood. I mean, hood might be fine, to be honest, but like, headlights get really expensive on these cars. The front end is really expensive. You have to check for airbags. If the seat airbag goes off, these seats are an arm and a leg to replace if you want to buy them brand new. I mean, we had it priced out, and I forgot how much it even was, because the price was outrageous from Lexus. It's insane how much these seats are. I think they were definitely like over 5K brand new for each seat, which is absolutely insane. But I mean, like, you really have to pay attention when in these pictures. I mean, curtain airbags could have gone off, right? You have to be able to spot these things. Even in the engine bay, you want to check out the frame, looking at all these damages, right? It's a lot of like, you have to really do your research. I'll just put it that way. I mean, they got the front bumper here, but I mean, look, someone took a bite out right there, right? It's not really gonna be salvageable right there. But you might have the headlights right here, they might be good, but you know, sometimes tabs may be broken, you know, the seal could be broken. So you just gotta think about those things if you're gonna get into this stuff, right? As far as parts go, sourcing parts for these cars are a nightmare. Let me tell y'all, you know, I spend months and months just sourcing these parts from like wrecking yards. Wrecking yards buy these cars too, right? And they part them out. So let me tell y'all, it's really hard to find the parts for these cars. Like I said, I spend months just cold calling these wrecking yards. Like, hey, you got an RCF, you got these parts for, because I'm trying to put one together, right? So that's the reality of it. I mean, it's not easy, but I mean, it is a way to save some money on these cars, because these brand new are 80K. Used market on these for a clean one, you're looking around like 40 to 50K for like pre-facelift. You know, if you want the facelift one, they're like, I want to say 60K plus. So it gets expensive pretty fast, you know? But yeah, that's just kind of like what goes through my mind when I'm looking at these. I mean, obviously you want to look at like the details right here. Estimated retail value is like 45K. I'm pretty sure I think this car went for like around 18, if I'm not mistaken, 18 or 19K. Which is not bad, but I would have liked it to be a little cheaper, if I'm being honest. The other thing about these is, in California, everyone pays more for these cars. Everyone spends more. It is crazy. People will overbid, and I don't think a lot of people know what they're getting into, because these cars are expensive. Parts are expensive. So you guys just have to keep that in mind if you really want to get into this. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Again, I'll like probably make like a whole series of each RCF that I've bought. And what we've done to fix them. And yeah, I'll keep you all updated. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks, y'all.